What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another very late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your brewmaster-in-chief. And this very late night in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with a control deck. And there's a little bit of a story behind this one, because today, this is actually the third deck video that I'm shooting. And for those of you who've started to sort of pick up on my patterns, when is it that I say it's an early morning in the BrewLab, or an evening, or an afternoon? It all kind of depends on how good the deck was that I recorded. Sometimes I will publish a video that has a deck in it that performs really, really badly, and the whole point is for me to let you guys know that this deck is rubbish and you shouldn't craft it. And I could have done that, and the deck that I'm talking about here is Selesnya Coven with all the humans and that. And it's just so frustrating because I got hit by the streamer's curse full on. I was gonna do the deck. I play tested it last night. It was performing really, really well. I thought I'd finally cracked it, and I was ready to upload a Selesnya Human Coven deck today. And then I recorded the video twice, and I just came up against like a never-ending barrage of no win con control decks. I played Esper control with Teferi and Hall of the Storm Giants and Mascot Exhibition as the win con. I went up against Dimir control. I went up against a bunch of Is It Turns lists, and I just got my ass handed to me. It was just devastating. I was so pissed off. I was just screaming and yelling at the camera, and I thought to myself, look, this isn't the type of content I want to put up on my channel. People are probably just going to be like, what the hell? We didn't tune in to see this guy, all angry and grumpy and shouting at the monitor. And so I just said, stuff it, back to the drawing board. And that's why it's taken me this long. I spent the rest of the day trying to come up with a new brew. And usually what sort of soothes my hurt from being beaten so thoroughly by control decks is to brew up my own control deck and bring that pain onto others, and that makes me feel better although momentarily. So without further ado, it's time to, instead of the initially planned Selesnya humans, to jump into a Dimir control deck, one that I'm calling the Drowned Professor. And this one's been working a lot better. It went through a few different versions, and this is the final one that made the cut. And it's called the Drowned Professor because, of course, we're playing Lier, the Disciple of the Drowned, and Professor Onyx on the very, very top end. It's a Lier deck. It's a Dimir Lier deck. Something like this is something that I really hoped and was expecting to see at Worlds, and didn't. For whatever reason, it's still not entirely clear to me. I know that the people that play at those tournaments are obviously way better than me at this game, so they must know something that I don't, because no one brought Dimir control, and I really thought it would be well positioned against, you've got plenty of tools against aggro, mono white, mono green. You've got plenty of tools against the matchup. You could have, not run Lier and just had tested talents, sword comings, all kinds of counter spells to counter the opponent's Alrund's Epiphanies, and then, could have destroyed all of their Goldspan dragons with removal. It just seems to me like something like this would have been really, really good at Worlds. But hey, what do I know? Actually, there's a really good article that Paulo Vitor Damaderosa just posted on his Twitter account. If you don't have Twitter, just go look in the Star City Games website. He's basically written an article about all of the decks that him and his play team considered bringing to the event instead of mono green, which is what they finally went for. And there was 3 or 4 other options there which were close, and they almost brought them to Worlds and then ended up deciding not to. And there's some really interesting decks in his article, and I highly recommend that you all go and read it. And it also goes a little bit into explaining why it is that certain decks were not there, and etc. etc. So, if you want to go see an ex-world champs insight on the meta, then definitely go give that a quick read. I'll probably put a link to it in the description down below. But I'm blabbing. I always get blabbing in this little introduction bit. Let's do the usual and jump into the deck tech. I'm gonna read the cards from left to right, explain what it is that we're trying to do with the thing, what the various play lines and interactions are. Then we'll jump right into some gameplay footage. I'm going to take this one straight onto the ladder, and then we'll wrap up at the end with our final thoughts. So first of all, 4 copies of Fading Hope. I think this is kind of an essential card in a deck that runs Lier alongside Divide by Zero, because we don't run any counter spells. So because Lier means that spells, once Lier is in place, spells can't be countered, so they're only really valid in the deck up until the point at which Lier does hit the battlefield. And yeah, there is some good argument to be had there. Even the Grixis Lier deck that went to Worlds did have a couple of copies. I believe it was just Jawari Disruption, because this is that sort of early game counter that you might be able to get off before Lier gets into play. But in this case, I just forgoed them completely, and I put in some Siphon Insights and other sweet little cards that I think fit the deck better in a best of one format. But like I said, not only are they essential because you don't have counter spells, so you want to be bouncing the opponent's stuff to stall them until the point at which you can, untap with a Lier on the battlefield. But also because you usually want to be playing Lier on turn 6, even though it costs 5 mana, because then you hold up 1 blue mana. You've already cast your Fading Hopes and your Divide by Zeros in the earlier part of the game. Lier hits the battlefield. Now all the spells in your graveyard have flashback. So they'll appear as a new hand. It's like your whole graveyard suddenly just becomes castable again. And if your opponent, which they are highly incentivized to do this, try to get rid of your Lier, you can bounce it back to your own hand with Fading Hope, save her, cast her again the following turn. You got to make sure that she stays on the battlefield and that you are able to untap on your turn with her still on the battlefield, and then that usually ends games. And I thought the pairing of Professor Onyx with Lier is a really good one because of that ability to recast all your cards over and over again, and we've got some that are very low mana cost, and we gain 2 life every time we cast a spell if Professor Onyx is in play due to her Magecraft ability, and of course the opponent loses 2 life. So that's kind of really the main reason that she's in here, but we do occasionally manage to get a -8 off, and that wins games all the time as well. But we're also doing a very similar, almost win-con-less deck, where the main win-con really is to piss the opponent off so much that they scoop, or the -8 from a Professor Onyx occasionally, or I've got 3 copies of Hall of the Storm Giants in the deck, or we can swing in bink bink bunkity bunk with with Lier herself. We do also have 1 copy of Mascot Exhibition in the side, which we can cast twice if Lier is still on the battlefield, because it'll end up in your graveyard and then you can flash it back again. So it's like having 2 of them. Anyway, I'm kind of getting lost on a little tangent there. We just started with Fading Hope. But yeah, essential in a Lier deck to save your Lier and also to stall the game. Next up, a couple copies of Bloodchief's Thirst. We can run less removal or less copies of certain removal. We have, some really key ones in the deck, but there's only 2. And that's again because of Lier. That essentially means that you can cast each of them twice if she's on the board. So 2 Bloodchief's Thirst actually translates to 4 potentially if Lier sticks. So 2 copies of Bloodchief's Thirst is enough, just as a way to get rid of some enemy planeswalkers, as none of our other spells target removal planeswalkers. Then 3 copies of Duress. We want to hate on that opponent's hand. Make sure that they discard as much as possible, and then we can follow that up with a Go Blank as well. And of course, again, we can cast all of these things again once Lier is in play. So a combination of Duress and Go Blank is really, really punishing to all the decks that have no, good card draw, like mono green, mono white, you name it, they tend to have very little card draw. So if we can eliminate their hand and they're left to top decking for the rest of the game, that is a good position to be in for us. Then, a couple copies of Infernal Grasp, because we needed some instant speed removal against the opponent's creature lands. There's lots of them. If we don't have our Field of Ruin and they just keep coming in at us with them, you know, the only way we can get around that, because Bloodchief's Thirst is sorcery speed, is either by bouncing them or Soul Shatter or Infernal Grasp. We needed some instant speed ways of dealing with the opponent's creature lands aside from Field of Ruin. Then I'm for the first time ever running Siphon Insight. I have not played this card yet at all, but I've been on the receiving end of it a few times, and it's I'm starting to have some respect for the thing. It's pretty damn sweet. Okay, so you can look at the top 2 cards of target opponent's library. You exile one of them face down and put the other on the bottom of that library. So you can take what you want and make sure that they don't get what they want by putting, you know, the other one on the bottom of their library. If you know, there's some cool little decisions that can be made there, and then of course it can be flashed back for 3. So it's similar to Galvanic Iteration in that its instant speed, its initial casting cost is 2 mana, and then its flashback is only 1 additional colorless on top of that. So you can quite often do this twice at the opponent's end step with 5 mana left open, which is a really sweet play because you start your turn with 2 of his things and you've kind of filtered the top of his library. You take the best stuff, use it yourself, put the other stuff in the bottom. So Siphon Insight, it's been putting in the work for me. A couple copies of that, loving life. Then we needed some sort of sweeper, and I wasn't going to run only Shadow's Verdict because it doesn't hit on enough targets, and I don't have enough space to transform this into a snow deck and run Blood on the Snow. So we do need some way to sweep those mono white guys early game. So 3 copies of Meathook Massacre. What a freaking incredible card. It also doubles as a little bit of extra life gain there. So essential, I think, to have at least 3 copies of a nice, like, early to mid game sweeper, which you can also dump a buttload of mana into in the late game if that situation ever arises. Sweet, sweet card. Next up, Divide by Zero, which is our only learn card, which has giving us access to a lesson board. And they're the usual suspects in here. Whenever I play black and I play Planeswalkers, I'm going to try to run at least a couple of copies of Confront the Past if it is not a Blood on the Snow deck, because we do need a way to go and grab our Professor back from the graveyard. And of course, having 4 Divide by Zeros and Lier means that we could essentially cast Divide by Zero up to 8 times in total in the game, so we can learn up to 8 times. There's only 7 learn cards, so it's quite likely that we can, you know, in some late those games go really long. End up getting all of our lesson board cards into play. But yeah, the rest are sort of your usual suspects, like I said. As always, what lesson board is complete without at least 1 copy of Mascot Exhibition, a little bit of extra removal in the form of Introduction to Annihilation, scry and draw cards, you know, find land, and return Planeswalker to battlefield. Sweet, sweet little lesson board. Then we've got Go Blank. I've already talked about it. Kind of a little tag team with Duress. Make sure the opponent has nothing to play with. And this card against the, you know, all of your Reanimator style decks, like people that do graveyard shenanigans, other opponents that are playing the Lier Grixis deck from Worlds, but especially, yeah, like the cleric that reanimates clerics when she dies with lower mana cost from the graveyard, and they do that whole thing with the Pyre of Heroes and that. Go Blank, they hate you. The Angels decks with that run Haunting Voyage, you just play a Go Blank sometime in the mid game, and you like get them to discard what's left of their hand and then exile the rest of their graveyard, so they can't even top deck you know, a reanimation spell and get their cards back. It's just that they usually scoop at that point. And we're running a couple copies of Soul Shatter, which is a great card against you know, we used to already see a lot of Goldspan Dragon a month or so back, and then it sort of petered off a little bit. Now that Utah won World Championship with an Izzet Dragons deck, it's back. There's so many Goldspan Dragons. Every single day I'm playing it at least, you know, 5-6 matches a day against Izzet Goldspan Dragon Smoldering Egg decks. And if you target the Goldspan Dragon with Infernal Grasp or Fading Hope or anything, then it makes another treasure. They've usually already got one in play because they attacked with it. And then, you know, you're left, they have like at that point 4 mana and they can counter your removal with plenty of things. If, you know, so it's actually the best is when, as it hits the field, they've tapped out 5 mana. They haven't had the chance to attack with it yet. So there is no treasure. You cast Soul Shatter. They can't counter it. You don't target it. Boom, bye-bye Goldspan Dragon. And again, with Lier in play, we can cast this up to 4 times. So 2 copies is enough, I think. We might be tinkering and adjusting things along the way, as we usually do, BrewLab fashion. And don't forget that the version of the deck that I will have arrived to by the end of this video is the one that I will then upload onto either hub for you guys to enjoy, and that will be also available in the video description down below as a copy pastable. You just drag and copy and import into Arena. So please enjoy, and of course always let me know in the comments how the deck performed for you, because I thrive on those types of comments. Next up, we're running 4 copies of Memory Deluge as our main way of drawing cards. What a freaking amazing card. Everybody's seen it at this point. Any deck that runs blue is going to be running 4 copies of this as their main way of drawing cards. It's so good, and you can flash it back and, you know, look at the top 4 cards of your library. The first time when you flash it back, you look at the top 7 cards of your library, pick the 2 best ones, put them into your hand. It almost feels like you never run out of things to do, and that's a good feeling in a control deck. So definitely 4 copies of Memory Deluge. Which sort of connects the early game into the late game, at which point we would like to be dropping a Lier, like I said, something around turn 6, so that you can protect her with a Fading Hope when she hits the battlefield. And we've got some Shadow's Verdicts again for mono green. They run a huge number of 3-drops, like the majority of the mono white aggro decks. Like if they run a 4-drop, it's usually only the Legion Angel. Maybe, yeah, I mean the vast majority of them run mostly 3-drops, so this thing just goes zap and gets rid of everything. So two of is okay. It's been winning me games against them, but you know, we've got 2 sweepers. Usually the combination of Shadow's Verdict and Me Took Massacre really deals with. Oh, and Shadow's Verdict against the troll, you know, the troll, what's it called, Old Growth Troll, that when it dies it gets attached to a land, so they get to ramp, and then they can remake it into a token. It just keeps coming back. Not with Shadow's Verdict, baby. It's a 3-drop. Bye-bye. You don't get to come back ever again. So loving Shadow's Verdict against that pesky troll. And then Professor Onyx on the top end we've already talked about. So yeah, the Drowned Professor. A little tag team. These 2 lovely ladies working in conjunction to annoy the opponent into conceding, and if we can't get them to do that, then we can always just keep swinging in with a 7/7 giant creature with ward 3 and you know, potentially with some mascot exhibition tokens. That's the deck. Let's jump into the games. As usual at this point in my videos, as I am queuing up for my first game with the deck on camera, I would like to ask everybody who's watching this right now to consider, if they have not done so already, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, it would make me a very happy lone fox. We're rapidly approaching 400 subscriber mark, at which point something cool is going to happen. I have not announced what that is yet. I'm leaving for South Africa on Monday, and I'll be flying on a plane. So if you see me recording, if you see a few videos over those couple of days where I'm wearing the same clothes, it's because I'm going to record a few videos ahead of time so that I can arrive in South Africa and have a little bit of a jet lag day and you know, collect my self and prepare the new streaming station. Nice. We have no way of getting rid of artifacts, so I'm going to get rid of that. Also, of course, don't forget to do all the other good YouTube stuff. If you could be so kind as to like the video, that's free and easy to do. And leave me some comments. Like I said, I love those. And hit the bell icon if you would like to be notified of future daily uploads. annoy the crap out of this guy. Oh, are you gonna discard, huh? Okay, a land and a... What was that? Inscription of Abundance. Here comes the Ranger class. Shadow's Verdict would be sweet right now. It's always that fine line when you're playing control. Your opponent like gets you pretty close to dead, and then you can bring it back from the brink. There's Lier. We've got a Lier. Lier in the house. Oof, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Should we play Ren and 7? That's nice. Siphon Insight is... Oh, I can feel your pain, opponent. Even with a Blizzard Brawl, you can't kill that. That was just a bit of a stall play. I don't really care if Lier dies. Sure. No problema. Ah, not Lier, sorry. Ren. A Cobra. I wonder if that is a... freaking snakeskin veil, man. Oh, let's find out. Okay, no veil. So, let's give this a try. Hopefully they don't have anything that can... Ooh, 4, 5. Ooh, here comes the unnatural growth. That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, okay. Little reprieve. We can get him to discard that. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, that feels good. Off you go. I tell you, after the day I've had today, beating on some aggro decks with my control deck is just soothing to the soul. I got my ass handed to me. I was trying, playing creature decks, and I just got destroyed. Like, I lost something like 10 games in a row. It was really painful. This is really making up for it. I hope we win like 5 games against aggro players. That will just chef's kiss. Oh. ICS Modesto. Ooh, that's a weird one to keep. But whatever. We've got 2 Duresses. Let's see what the opponent's up to. Come on, deck. Give me land. I do have to... By the way, I'm running 25 land in this one for once. Oh, mono green. Oh, no. Dimir... sorry. Golgari Elves. Let's get rid of Tyvar. Ecological is really good in this deck, actually. A land. And the Meathook Massacre is going to be so good. Off you go. Meathook Massacre is going to save our ass against this deck. Loads of little wieners. 2 and 1 toughness creatures. It's perfect. Yes. The black sauce. Now we can cast the massacre. Untap. Well, at least there's no attacks coming. Ooh, ooh. Oh no. Top decked another Tyvar. Lucky bugger. We've got ways to get rid of that.
Strike like the cosmos serpent.
Nice. Very nice. That's one way. Interesting. Then untap it with Tyvar. Nice, 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 nice.
Your courage is legendary.
One more untapped land off the top, so we can Shadow's Verdict now. Otherwise, I go for the... Ooh, I can't even do the other thing. What's a pity. I wonder if he's running Snakeskin Veil. He has access to 4, 5, 7 mana. Pfft.
Come on, we can do this.
Wow, that's crazy. What are you pumping up here? What are you trying to do with all that mana? Aha! Nice. That's terrible. No! No! Oh, I got the wrong spell, man. Oh no, man. Oh, for sakes. So sorry, guys. It ended up going in the wrong freaking place. That was just cost me the freaking game. Can you believe it? I think I can bounce. Yeah, the Lier. Unless he's got Snakeskin Veil, then we're fucked. Okay. Whew. Buying a little bit of time there. Dear goodness. Is he gonna go for the emblem? He does. Oh god. This is looking really, really bad. Okay, well at least can Duress. Nice. Knife's edge stuff. This is gonna be a big problem. What can you do? I guess just get him to draw his whole deck and survive, even though we're on 3 health. I can't remember. Shadow's Verdict. Could be good. Should have left the other guy on the battlefield in that case. They get haste, so can't attack. There's going to be a lot of elves coming my way if I'm not careful. Oof. Let's gain a bit of life. We can do it twice. Okay, he's going to maybe deck himself here with this emblem if he's not careful. Stabilizing. Looking good. Backup Massacre. If he's got like a Binding of the Old Gods or something though, we can be pretty screwed, so... This Lair of the Hydra is going to come in hot now. That's my thinking. Oh god. Okay, we have to block that. No, we don't. And the Tarrasque. Wow. Zero interaction, like not a single removal spell of any kind. Four, five, six, seven still left open post teachings. That's nice. That is nice. Soul Shatter is what I was digging for there. If he tries the Tarrasque on me again. Okay, no, he's gonna try and draw his whole deck. I'm okay with that. Although I could get overwhelmed pretty quickly here. What a tightrope we're walking. As you see, like, we've almost run out of lesson board stuff. We've cast that divide by 0 so many times since Lier hit the field. Every little bit of life counts in these control decks. Man, it's got haste. That's 3 + 1. It's another canopy tactician. Oh my goodness. Okay, so if we can kill one of them, man, this is a big problem. Okay, I'm happy with that. Whew. I was worried he would attack. I think he's still going to attack. Oh, mate, this is a huge problem. Oh well, at least now I'm free to Meathook Massacre the load of them and gain a bit of life. Then he's just going to respond with a Tarrasque. Wow. This guy. The never-ending onslaught of a bunch of freaking elves. Come on, discard a lot of them. You're down to 18 cards in hand. I might still get you. So if we Meathook Massacre for 4, that's going to cost us 6 mana. That's going to leave us with 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Oh! Yes! Bye-bye. Please come again. But now we are fucked. I did not do my math correctly. Fuck. Fucking shit. Shit and fuck. Excuse my French. That is a humongous problem. I thought I had enough for Mascot Exhibition. Oh no. How did I do that math wrong? Oh, nice. Good game. I think he's got me. Wait, we can... Is there a... No. Well, whatever. GG. Oh, man. So close. That was really freaking stupid. At least it doesn't have trample, okay? So we can block. Oh no, we can't. Oh my god, I cannot believe I just lost to that guy. The 0 interaction elves and big creatures thing. Wow. Unbelievable. He's not running a single remove spell. Well played, opponent. I have to give you that one. I shouldn't have left that emblem to go off. Alrighty, on to the next one. I should keep my mouth shut. Every time I talk about thrashing aggro decks with my control brew, and then I get thrashed by an aggro deck with my control brew. Murphy's Law. God damn you, Murphy. Mr. Cheesecake. I've gotten to the point where I draw so many 2-land hands that as soon as I see a 3-lander, I'm like, yeah boy, keeping that one. Rampy, rampy. Yeah, let's see what's in the top of my library. Nice, we did not need another Lier. They don't have many 3-drops to get rid of. This is going to be Coma, the Cosmos Serpent, and all that crap. So, probably better to do the double... Oh, I should have gone for double blue, but I kind of want to cast the Professor. Sure. Thank you, deck. This is why you run 25 lands in a control deck. Like, cannot be missing these drops. Setting up for our Lier. Is it going to be a Coma? Renin 7. Ouch.
The entire forest is in awe.
Simic Ren. One more land and I can safely cast my... Ooh, ooh. The Chariot. Just in time we got rid of that freaking counter. That token would have been a disaster. There we go. He's just gonna make another another token, so we can bounce that instead of bouncing these.
The forest will be overrun into the trees. They prepare for war.
Can't be counted. Sorry. Meatok Massacre. Yeah. That's a great top deck. If we do this, and I get another black source, then I can... No, yeah. Then I can do... No. It's not enough. No. Okay. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's 1 man away from casting Storm the Festival. Why didn't he crew the chariot? Oh, God. God, anything but that. Puke-tastic. Just go away, man. This fucking card. I cannot wait for them to ban it. It's so stupid. It's enough to drive somebody insane, I tell you. Fuck's sakes.
Do not underestimate the forest as exploited. The will of the woods is made manifest.
Okay. What now? What happens next? Fuck off.
Our fire must not escape.
Okay. All of the Storm Giants coming in hot, or is he gonna cast this fucking Storm Festival? It's a lot of mana. Okay, he's going for this. The whole. Should we just respond in kind? Let's get rid of that. All the runes if he's going. This guy, man. Holy cannoli. Get rid of that shit. Off you go. Bye-bye now. What I really want right now is... man, this is horrible. He's just gonna come at me with this hole. I need stuff. Okay, taps out. What I want is my go blank. Get rid of all this stuff. I wonder what he found for his 10 mana investment. I don't know about this card, guys. Ah, managed to find one more sneaky Asika. Can't crew it now, it's this is horrible. Constantly putting me in a tight spot, this guy. I can't, you know, fading hope his haul because I just can't. Okay. I need something for the haul, like ASAP. You can't crew the chariot with 3 power, my friend. Oh, come on, man. Don't give me that shit. Are you kidding me, mate? This dude, what the heck, man? This is so frustrating. So frustrating. Okay. Nine damage potentially. This guy is really making me work for it. And I'm not finding my answers. I need Soul Shatter. I need, you know, one of my instant speed removals. I need one of my 2 freaking Field of Ruins. Yeah. He's gonna try crew the chariot with the layer of the Hydra. And also activate. Yeah, 7, 8, 9. That's tickets. If he brings in a layer, yeah, that's game over. Good game. Holy crap. Well done, opponent, again. Like, just ridiculous. Wow. Oh well. I'm not gonna let this affect me. I'm rolling with the punches. It's one of those days you just have to GOOSFRABA. Looks like it's time for our last match of the night. I'll be uploading this one no matter what the results were. The deck does feel pretty good. That's just not my usual playstyle, so I think I could probably do with a little bit of fiddling here and there. Maybe put in a little bit more instant speed removal. Maybe one less Hall of the Storm Giants, one more Field of Ruin. The number of times that we've just gotten beat there by manlands is a little bit frustrating. Another, the exact same bullshit deck. Holy crap. Okay. No ramp for you. It's the Innkeeper. Man, two of the same deck in a row. Save it. Get rid of that Fading Hope while it's still, you know, in your hand. There's a field. That's nice. I'm gonna glimpse into your cosmos before you get to glimpse into the cosmos. Oh, baby, that feels so good. Oh, baby, that feels so good. That just feels freaking amazing. I don't think I need to worry about much with Lier, so I can just play her now. They don't run black or any sort of other removal, unless they just bounce it. Sure. No problem. Unbefreaking-leavable, guys. Unbefreaking-leavable. Nice. Psh, sneaky bugger. Can you believe it, guys? How do they always have the answer? Today is just... I want to claw my freaking own face out. It's just non-stop. They always have the right freaking card. Yeah, oops. Fuck you. Asshole. Unbelievable. 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 Just fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable. Fuck off. Come on. Unbelievable. And that's game over. Can you imagine losing to that nonsense twice in a row? All right, guys. I'm done. I'm done with the game for today. I'm still in Platinum 4. I've just been losing all day. I've tried 3 different decks, nothing's working. I'm just gonna upload this one, and I'm gonna, give up. These things happen, and if anything, we've got something to learn from today. Okay, what we can learn from today is that Coven is missing some pieces. It doesn't recover well from sweepers. There's so much good control decks right now in the format that every time I just about to get my game plan, I get, Meat Hook Massacred or Shadow's Verdict or whatever, and it's very hard to rebuild the board presence with Coven, and so you end up getting destroyed. And the control deck, I just got, out-controlled by 2 copies of Simic Ramp. So we might have to do that tomorrow, because those look really, really freaking powerful right there. Always seem to have the right answer. But I do think I built this one really, really well. It's a good deck. I just got some bad, unlucky matchups. But I think this is kind of what you want to be running in a deck like this. So I'm going to still leave it up to you to take it onto the ladder and enjoy and play it and see how it turns out for you. I would love to hear your thoughts about how you would have done a Dimir control list differently. Perhaps not running Lier and having, counter magic and, playing maybe 1 extra copy of the Professor. I might actually give that a try as soon as I stop recording, and we might upload that one tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to go and just play some simple games and try and get over this horrible day. And I will see you all tomorrow with some fresh brews. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.